What's up, guys? This is how you chokeslam a woman. Game is game.
Game is game.
Just kidding, but remember how we all thought that the game is game TikToker passed away the other day?
Guys, the morally correct thing to do after a breakup is to cut off all ties and move on.
Well, I was just looking through Twitter, and apparently, allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because this could all be fake news, by the way. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, kids, but, you know, this makes perfect sense, kinda, so I kinda believe it. Allegedly, the Game is Game guy, also known as Life and Scars on TikTok, faked his death to avoid an arrest warrant in real life. And before the news came out that he allegedly faked his death, like, I looked at his TikTok earlier today, and it said that he posted a couple hours ago from when I checked. Like, something already looked fishy from the start. So it's either Unc is giving us advice from the afterlife, or someone got his reboot card and he got rebooted. Or he's pretending like he passed away to avoid being arrested, which is probably what he's exactly doing right now when you think about it. But now this is all making sense. It's like, this is like a 3-day extravaganza of just like news coming in left and right of what's going on with this guy. But now it's making sense. And apparently a random TikToker that I don't know the name of called a prison in North Dakota and found out that Life and Scars is actually alive, but he was arrested for his warrants. And the phone call's about a minute long, unedited, so I'm gonna play it right now, and you might as well just listen for the lore.
To look up an inmate by name, say name, or press 1. Or please slowly and clearly speak the inmate's first and last name.
Jerron Gray.
The closest inmate name match seems to be
Jaron Purnell Gray,
who is
37
years old. If this name is correct, say yes.
Yes.
Or press 1. You now have access to this inmate's records, which were last updated at
11:35 a.m.
The following information is all that is available for this inmate at this time. A release date for
Jaron Purnell Gray
is not scheduled at this time. For charge and bond information for this inmate, say charges or press 1.
First,
Charge.
violation of an order prohibiting contact law,
The bond amount is
$2,000.
This is a 10% bond. 10% of the bond must be posted before an inmate will be released. There are no more charges for
Jaron Purnell.
I'm thinking about it now, like, if this is actually real, that is crazy that bro tried to fake his death to avoid being arrested. Like, that's insane. And this whole situation started when, like, one of his friends or someone close to him posted on social media a picture of him saying, like, rest in peace or something along those lines to, like, pretty much imply that he passed away. And once that information inevitably got onto TikTok, it spread like wildfire, like the fire on Anakin Skywalker's body in Star Wars Episode 3. And the theory that everybody kept saying on how he died was that he OD'd on like drugs that he mixed. Because I saw on TikTok, like one of his last live streams, apparently he was mixing 2 different drugs together. And then we thought that was the end of it. We got our closure and this is the end of the story. We can wrap it up and send our condolences to this guy. But little did we know, this is just the beginning of the iceberg. This is the beginning of the story. This is the beginning of the chapter of the book. Because like you just saw, he's allegedly alive, but he is arrested in prison right now. So this just added like a whole bunch of lore to this situation that didn't need to be added at all. It's just so crazy to me that he tried to fake his death. Like, how do you think you're gonna get away with that in 2024? Especially in 2024, unless you're like super rich and can afford like a private jet that can't track you off the grid and you can just go without a trace. But other than that, like faking your death is like really hard. But like he probably made enough money off his great TikTok advice to like buy himself a flight to Mexico and then disappear forever. Like they can't arrest you in Mexico, right? Or am I tripping? Like you could just go to Mexico and you can avoid like every arrest warrant in America. I guess he probably thought he was like a criminal mastermind or something like Emperor Palpatine when he turned the whole republic into an empire. But instead of executing Order 66, he executed Order Fake Your Death, but he like didn't actually execute it and he failed miserably and got arrested. Like if that were me, I would turn myself in. All they would have to do is like give me all the Star Wars like shows and movies and I would binge watch them until my sentence is over. You know what they say, if you do the crime, you do the time. You do the crime, you do the slime. You do the slime, you do the time. You do the time, you do the slime. And honestly, before this whole situation, like watching his videos and everything, like I thought he was playing a character. I really did. Like sometimes I would be like, maybe this isn't a character, but like most of the time I was like, yeah, this has to be a character. But if him actually be arrested comes out as true, then like I might actually think he's not playing a character. Bro is all about what he's been saying in every single video he's ever made, which is really crazy because this guy might actually be a flight risk. Like he might actually need to be in jail. This guy might deserve to be in jail for the rest of his life. Well, maybe not for the rest of his life because he kind of just makes stupid videos and he probably just goofed up once or twice. But then again, he might not actually be playing a character. So like the videos of him saying he's gonna like beat a bitch up or whatever he says in his videos might actually be true. So he might actually beaten a bitch up before. And then, yeah. But all of this leads us almost to the climax of this lore right now. Like, we're kind of being edged with the story right now. Because now half of us think that he's actually dead and the other half thinks that he's actually alive. And me personally, I think he's actually alive with all this quote-unquote evidence that we have. This is all coincidental for my liking. But yeah, overall, I think this situation is really stupid and I want to go watch Star Wars Episode 3 right now. I'm not going to lie. I think I mentioned that like 3 times already in this video.
Step number 1, get this bitch fired. You need to create a sense of neediness. Call her job and complain. Also let them know that this bitch got some real dirty piss and she can't pass a drug test.
Like, why would you fake your death to avoid being arrested? Why don't you just turn yourself in? I feel like just doing the time for the crime is better than like just trying to avoid being arrested and faking your death, right? Like, I feel like that's just corny. Like, you're wearing a pair of Shaquille O'Neal shoes from Walmart. I honestly hope that they keep him in jail longer now because he tried to avoid getting arrested and faking his death. Like, you could have just grinded up TikTok galaxies from going live on TikTok and like giving in real time advice to viewers. And the people that donated to you get like real advice on how to like slap people and like break up from relationships or whatever. And eventually you would make enough money to where you can hire a lawyer that can defend you in any type of situation. And you know, you might still go to jail even with the lawyer, but like the lawyer will probably lower your sentence tremendously. Maybe we would see what would happen. But why didn't you just do that instead of faking your death? I don't understand. Bro might actually have a low IQ, and I hate those people that are like, I'm smarter than you, what's your IQ? But like in this situation, like you could just tell that this guy's actually a moron. This guy's stupid. Only if he faked his death, by the way, because if he's actually alive, then I take back whatever I just said. But I'm going based off what I'm hearing right now on the internet. You know, anything could come out, but I think that he is alive based on what we have right now available to us on the internet.
Also, what you can do is frame that bitch. Go to your dealer, get a package, put it under her car, and then call the popos. See if she wants you in 3 to 5 years when she get out of prison.
What did the cringe anime people used to do in their videos on TikTok? What do you guys think? Do you think he's dead or alive? Let me know in the comments below now. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Actually, don't subscribe. I'm a scumbag. And with that being said, ScreediYaps is out. And yes, this is actually Screedy. This is me, the real Screedy on ScreediYaps. This is my new long form account. If most of you probably don't know because I've been saying it in every video, but like my watch time has been really bad, but I'm like still saying it at the end of my videos, hoping that someone makes it to the end of my video to see that this is actually me, because it is actually me, and I really just want to make long form content now. I don't really want to make YouTube shorts or TikToks anymore. I want to lock in on the long form because this is where the longevity comes into play and real fans come into play, because I actually love every single person that watches this video, even if you don't subscribe. But yeah, I lost my voice. I did karaoke earlier with Pow Envy, one of my good friends, but yeah, that's about it.